Music.
Excited to have our guest presenters here with us today. I saw them do a presentation for another one of our leadership training programs a few months ago, and I just instantly thought they would be perfect for this new summit because their message talks about how one person can make a change and be a positive influence in the world and in other people's lives. And I thought, what a great message to start off our youth summit for this morning. So I'm going to introduce to you Gary, James, and Dave. They are Team IBB, and I'm going to turn it over to Gary.
All right.
All right. How's everybody doing today? Doing good?
Give it up. Woo!
Yeah.
Leadership.
Give it up for yourselves because you are here on a Saturday morning. Give it up to yourselves. Yeah. We are feeling good today because we get to present to you the power of one and infinite happiness to not only one group, but two groups. So give it up for Leadership Lake County and Leadership Geauga County. All right. Excellent. So thank you so much, Jenny. Thank you so much, Jamie. We are so proud to be here. This is going to be awesome. Thank you for lending your attention to us. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, James Schleicher!
Boo! No, that's all right. How's everybody going? I'm James Schleicher. I'm very honored to be here. I got in to Cleveland about 10 p.m. last night from California. I had some clients out there, so literally 24 hours ago I was in nice sunny California, but there is no place I'd rather be than right here with you. One thing, I almost missed my connecting flight, and the whole thing I kept thinking, I was sprinting through the airport. I'm like, I'm gonna miss leadership. I'm gonna miss leadership. So, the number one thing that I will tell you is a lot of this stuff is gonna be. Maybe my computer's exploding. So a lot of this stuff you're gonna hear is cliche. One of the things that I thought growing up was anytime I had a problem or an issue, and whether it was parents, coaches, teachers, they would like quote these lines to me. I'm like, can you give me something else besides these cliche lines? But as you get older, and you start to learn that there's very basic truths in life. So does anybody remember kindergarten? You guys were in kindergarten, at least that age at one time in your life. So what are some things you learn in kindergarten? The alphabet, all right, it's still important, right? Okay, what are some more like fundamentals of how, like treating others? So, what do you learn?
Share.
Share, oh my gosh, yes, all right, cool. What about you? Be kind, share. What about you? Don't yell, oh my gosh, all right. Hand up in the back.
No hands on.
No hands, so keep your hands to yourself. And raise your hand, right? So, very good. So, there's kindergarten ethics, and there's kindergarten principles, and they seem simple, but they are the most difficult things to keep in mind when you are stressed out, whether it's school, work, sports, whatever it is, even as adults. You know, that's one thing that it is very hard to do the right thing. The right thing is always the hardest thing. Does that make sense? So you are not alone. If you're mad about something, that's normal, but we'll kind of get more into some solutions. All right, we're logged up.
Yep,
so
perfect. So this is a great life lesson for everybody. Just you spend a lot of time planning this stuff out, and right when you're about to go, everything goes crazy, right?
Yeah,
so
it's all good.
Love technology, it is awesome.
All right.
Thanks for hanging with us.
All right, and to write this down, I had a couple things I wanted you to, if you find this helpful today. They're on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel called IBB TV. There's actually 3 of them now. We were the original, but the number one thing on there is you're going to have different speeches we've done, top 3 keys of success interviews, basically interviewing leaders in the community, saying, hey, these are the 3 things that I would use to succeed in life. And do you need to have the same 3 keys of success? So like what made you successful, does it have to be the same thing that made her successful? No. So again, I spent most of my life trying to find that one thing that that one thing that was going to make me successful, that one thing that was going to make me a leader, but it's a combination of things. And it's also, too, you got to find your leadership style. And, man, this is embarrassing. So, you guys having fun yet? Oh, man. All right, 9:05 a.m. This looks familiar. Has anybody ever had something go wrong? Okay. So again, kindergarten ethics. If I was throwing a temper tantrum up here because I didn't get my way, you'd be like, this guy is a piece of trash and doesn't know what leadership is, right? So again, so power of one. In life, there's a domino effect in no matter anything you do. So the positive dominoes are very hard to get going and to get those things getting knocked down and have get positive momentum. It is extremely easy to make a bad decision that leads to another bad decision, leads to another bad. Has anybody ever made a bad decision before? Okay. Does that bad decision kind of force you to start making another bad decision because you're kind of stuck? And then that makes you make another bad decision. So again, keep in mind that, the hardest thing is doing the right thing, but you take pride in building that positive momentum. This is my son, JJ. He's actually turned a year this month. But this is a picture from the original speech that I did back for United Way and all that fun stuff. But when I say thank you to military, police, fire, and other, just make sure that you're thanking the people that protect us, that allow us to be leaders and to, you have, just by waking up and breathing oxygen, you have more opportunity, more freedom, and limitless success ability than majority of the world. Does that make sense? So our problems are not real problems. So thank you to you, future leaders. Give yourself a pat on the back. Woo! All right. Thank you to the Leadership Lake County team, and always too, again, as time moves on, you'll realize that whether it's your parents, grandparents, whoever raised you, you'll start to realize how intense it is. And like I said, I've only had 1 year of being a father, but it's intense. I was up from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. last night because my son wouldn't go to sleep. So good times. Lots of coffee. Would you say you're the all-stars and superheroes of Lake County? If you're leadership Lake County, if you're leadership Geauga County, sorry, I didn't want to leave out Geauga. Would you say like you're the all-star team? If you're here in this room? The answer is yes.
Definitely.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay. So, are there people that are not in leadership Lake County, leadership Geauga County that are going to make fun of you, talk smack, whatever you want to call it, for being a leader? Are they going to try and pull you down? Guarantee it. People that love to make excuses and to kind of wallow in their own misery do not like to see other people, succeed. I'm just going to move this. So anyway, so infinite happiness, I want to talk about that. Who wants to be successful when they grow up? All right. My question to you is, can success be a trap? Have you ever heard of celebrities, pro athletes, mega millionaires, billionaires that are just absolutely hate their lives and they're suicidal and the money can't fix what they've built? Does that make sense? So we talk about staying away from the success box. So right now, you're all in high school, correct? So yeah, high school. So what's next for you? What's your next step? College, okay. What about you? Military, awesome, thank you. What about you? College, all right. So if you want to go to college, and you want to go to college, and you want to go to the military, if it is your decision, keep doing it. But if it's someone else's dream, if it's someone else's success box to check, then you really got to, we'll go into a little more, you got to really kind of pay attention to what you believe you're meant for. Does that make sense? And I'll go into more. Just because you're successful doesn't mean you'll be happy. And again, cliche, right? You got to be happy, bro. It's all about happiness. All right? There's a big difference between being successful and being happy. All right, this is, throughout here, there's pictures of people we know that have been that power one for us. I don't know if any of you watch WWE wrestling. Ethan Carter III. He's actually a Willoughby guy. That's him right there. Winning the championship was with TNA, but now he's officially back with WWE. So he's someone that also, too, has inspired us having to, go chase a dream. You know what I'm saying? So if I told you, I'm going to be a professional wrestler someday, what would you'd probably say you're crazy, right? Probably like, yeah, probably want to have a backup plan, right? So he's a perfect example of if you know what you are meant for, you can follow your stupid dreams. Ever tell you, give up on your stupid dreams? That's a stupid idea. Have you ever heard that before? That's silly. If someone's telling you it's a crazy idea, you might be onto something very, very special. Does that make sense? All right. So 3 things that have been kind of the ripple effect for us and for me especially is to love others always. Is it hard to love other people? Naturally, it's easy. So again, when you were in kindergarten, you're like, hey, be my best friend. Hey, let's hang out. Let's go to recess. As you get older, do people take advantage of you? Do you get lied to? Do you lie to other people? No, never. All right. So the biggest thing is it is the hardest thing to do is never stop loving other people. Never stop caring more than the rest of the world dares to. The other thing is work insanely hard. And when I say insanely hard is, again, if you are passionate about something, if it's something that makes you happy, is it work? So I think there were some gentlemen that play football, correct? So you're right there. Is football work to you? No, but I mean, it's a lot of hard work. I couldn't just go in and do what you do every day, right? I'd probably have to hit the weight room, maybe run a foot or two, get in shape. But again, football makes you happy, right? Is every day awesome, or are most days like you're getting the crap kicked out of you and sweating and hurting? Yeah, not so much fun. All right, cool. But it happens, right? So even when there's something that you're extremely passionate about and you're happy about, it still is tough. And it takes hard work. Everything takes hard work. Last thing, take pride in both. So again, remember I was talking about how there are other people going to say, you work too hard. You love too much. Why are you always like so open with your heart? Why do you care? Stop working so hard. All right, you're making me look. What are people saying? Don't love so much. You're making me look bad. Don't work so hard. You're making me look bad, right? So again, when someone's telling you you're working too hard, it probably means you are really on the cusp of greatness, or you're doing great things. Did anybody have any friends or family say, Saturday, why are you going to this leadership thing on a Saturday? Anybody have a friend question you? Right? So, if people are questioning your greatness, keep going. Does that make sense? All right. JJ, all right, so repeat after me. So let's stand up. Let's get the blood flowing a little bit. Stand up, stand up. Woo! Shake it out a little bit. All right. So, repeat after me. I can.
I can.
And I will.
And I will.
Help one person.
Help one person.
Take action.
Take action.
And achieve happiness.
And achieve happiness.
All right, cool. Thank you. All right. So, again, no matter where you're from, I'm just a punk kid from Lake County. I never believed that I could achieve the success that I've had, but also, too, I didn't think that I deserved happiness. I didn't think I deserved what I earned. So, again, this is a little tidbit that has taken me a while to realize, but repeat after me. So, I deserve what I have.
I deserve what I have.
And I'm worth who I am.
And I'm worth who I am.
Okay, so when you are feeling like you're not worthy to have the things in life that you want to achieve, keep that in your mind. What you have is what you deserve, and who you are is what you're worth, and you're worth a lot. Look, grandma, all right, my grandma picked cotton in Tennessee. My grandfather worked in the coal mines. He would go with me for all the coal miners and poke the ceiling to see if it collapsed. So AKA, he was going in to potentially die. So he's like, this is a bad career decision. So I'm very lucky that they came to the land of opportunity, Northeast Ohio. And because of that, again, what I was talking about, we wake up with more opportunity than most of the world. So again, success boxes. So this is where it all kind of went wrong for me. It's like high school, check. College, check. Career, I was living in grandma's basement, double major, double minor, president student government for 2 years, editor on the newspaper, captain on the track team. I had the world's greatest resume, and we'll get more into that later, but I could not find a job. So again, when you are in college, or even right now, do you have to wait to be a leader? Do you need a degree that says, oh, you're a leader now? Check out the certificate, now you're awesome. Were you awesome before you got that certificate? Yeah. So again, I was checking other people's boxes. So the first 5 years of my career, I was like, I'm gonna get promoted, I'm gonna make money, and I'm gonna get a house, and I'm gonna wear a suit and tie every day. But the biggest thing, every goal I achieved started to make me more and more depressed. Started making me more and more miserable. Because, again, I felt that too, when I got out of school, I felt that I couldn't be myself anymore. No one will take James Schleicher seriously. He's just a punk kid from Lake County. He's just some idiot that couldn't find a job. So again, never lose what makes you you. Does that make sense? What makes you unique, what makes you special, that is what you have to hold on to. That's why most people that aren't happy with their lives is because they're trying to be someone else that they're not. Does that make sense? Does anybody know someone that maybe is trying a little too hard to be someone else? They're never happy? Yeah, maybe? Okay, and if that's you, you got to have a little talk with the person in the mirror and say, okay, I'm done being what other people want me to be. I'm going to be who I am, who I was born to be. Okay? All right. Oh, success without happiness. Again, going back. Success without happiness is failure. It is the worst failure. So, promoted to misery. So again, I was working 7 days a week, working 15-hour days. Pretty much got treated like crap. It's kind of like comes with the territory when you start in business. And I got promoted, and I was like, yes! Now I'm a manager. Now I tell people what to do. So is there a difference between managing people and leading people? Okay? Have you ever had a teacher or coach or somebody that just like nothing was ever good enough and they would just nitpick every little thing you did? You ever had that? How did that feel? Not good? Right? So keep that in mind too, is do people want to follow managers or do people want to follow leaders? Leaders, all right, cool. We're still with me. That's why they don't call it management Lake County or management Geauga County. Does that make sense? Leadership is the hardest thing to do. So what was happening was the story of the seatbelt is I was driving to work. It's the same office that we work in now. It's about 2011. And mom and dad always said, wear your seatbelt. Someone ever heard, hey, wear your seatbelt? Why should you wear your seatbelt? Because it's leadership. It's a smart idea. All right, so it can save your life. So for me, I was pulling out my development, heading to the office, and I was like, oh, I don't have my seatbelt on. And I went to reach and put my seatbelt on, and I stopped. And the thought that came to my mind was, would it be so bad to die today? So again, I'm Captain Success. On paper, I have everything I've ever dreamed of, but I was the emptiest I'd ever been. So again, I'm very lucky that I had that power of one. I had the power of certain people in my life that helped me realize I was chasing the wrong things. So again, career was success, but my life was a failure. And that's Greg Devan, so he was part of my power of one. So right now, with leadership, Lake County and Geauga County, are you doing different community things? Are you doing different, you're volunteering? Does it feel good to give back? Do you need a bunch of money to give back? No. All right, your time is worth more than any dollar. So what I was missing was that feeling of giving back. I was working all the time, and my buddy Greg, again, we played Little League Baseball together, went to middle school together, and he went to a different high school, but he's like, Schleicher, you got to get to this United Way Young Leaders thing. You got to get to this United Way event. And I was like, I can't, man. I'm too busy being successful to give back. Everybody heard that? I'm too busy to help. I got too much to do to help. I can't help anybody. If you can't help others, it's really because you can't help yourself, right? So, very, very fortunate that he's my BFF forever. That's him on his wedding day. Super cute. But the leadership effect was the power of one day is that it was that I was at something like this, and I was talking to other people that were like, yes, leadership, yes, community, yes, we are going to change the world. Yes, we're going to make a difference. And I was like, wow, this is a nice break from all the nonsense that most of the people that I've been hanging out with are saying. Most people that I was hanging out with were all they worried about was me. How can I get more from me? Does that make sense? So I was driving home, and it was actually up right by Kirtland Road up here, Eagle Road, and I was stopped at a red light. So a lot of things happen in my car. So apparently I just talk to myself while I drive, but I was sitting at the red light, and I felt so good for the first time in a long time. And I was like, this is what it's all about. What you are doing today is what life's all about. And again, does that sound cliche? Does that sound like, oh, of course, old guy. Sure, old man. I cannot stress enough that when your life has meaning, that is when you feel happiness. When you feel like your existence matters. All right, cool. Thank you.
There you go.
How can you help me, Google? You can pull up my slides. All right, cool. So we're good. We got a backup plan. So bad. All right. So basically, again, if you get anything from what I've been talking about so far, is that success does not make you happy. Success can be a trap, okay? So, power of one. So the three pillars for Team IBB. IBB stands for I've been burned. Okay, so my family got taken advantage of in business, and that's every day for me and for our team is making sure that we are out protecting others from having to go through the same thing we did. Okay? So what I had to realize was that it wasn't about me. It was about the people that I could serve and keep from going through what I went through. Okay? So first, there's 3 L's. So write this down. The first L is life. The second L is love. And the third L is legacy. Again, things that you should have heard throughout your life. right. We're done. I'm done with this. I'm done with it. All right. So, life. What have you been through? Write that down. What have I been through? What have I survived? What makes me, me? Question. If you are like everyone else, will you ever stand out? No. If you are like you, what's your name, bud?
Quinn.
Quinn?
Yep.
Awesome. So Quinn, what's one thing that maybe thing that makes you special or as a unique skill that you have?
I'm a very good trombone player.
Oh man, very cool. A lot of work in that, right? A lot of work, a lot of patience, and that is going to prepare you for all the nonsense and chaos of whatever comes next. So just keep it in mind. Everything's like music. It just takes time, takes work. So very cool. What about you?
Okay, well, are we actually writing what have I been through?
Yep.
Or are we actually writing something we've been through?
Right. What have I been through? Okay, so. But hey, if you wrote what you actually went through, that's good because you already know. All right, but this is stuff that it's not going to be just one thing. But also you can think about what's the one thing that, like for me, it was that moment that I realized my family got taken advantage of, and from that moment on, it wasn't just business anymore. It just wasn't my career anymore. It was my mission. It's my life mission. So love is, who is it all for? Write that down. So, have you ever done something because somebody else wanted you to? Like, listen to me. Worst day ever. So, who should it all be for? If you can't help anyone else without helping yourself first, who should it be for first and foremost? Yourself. Well, yourself. Is it hard to do things for yourself sometimes? Do you know what's holding you back better than anybody? That's the hardest thing, is we know the exact one or two things that if we just stop doing, our life would just be so much better. So again, change is very hard. So what I would encourage you to do, again, you got to be the main reason that you're making positive decisions. However, who's it all for? We're talking about family, right? It took me meeting my now wife and having my son to make some of the changes that I knew I needed to make for a long time. My whole life I knew I needed to make changes. So for me, I wasn't be stronger than me, be stronger than James Schleicher, because it took other people to help me realize that, yes, I knew all along what I needed to get rid of or do, but they inspired me to go do that. Does that make sense? So if you can't do it for yourself right now, latch on to somebody who inspires you that I will move mountains for this person, okay? So legacy, how do you want to be remembered? I'm hoping that if our paths never crossed again, if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, how I will be remembered is that guy whose presentation didn't work, but he cared. He cared about me. So it's very dark, but I've read quite a few books from very great leaders say that you need to write your own eulogy. So basically, pretend you're gone. What do you want to be remembered for? So for me, it was just husband, father, friend. There's a lot of things I want to accomplish. There's a lot of things I have accomplished, but when I'm gone, they're not going to be, oh yeah, James, he had 92 speeches and 372 clients, and he had da-da-da-da. Does that make sense? So, life, love, legacy. What have you been through? Who's it all for? And how do you want to be remembered? So, we good? Yeah. I went to Disney for the first time on Thursday. Oh, man. So that was Star Tours. That's me. He's like my business dad. And so my mom actually called while we were out in California, and we had 2 days reserved for working with my clients, and got done in 1 day. So hey, what are we gonna do? And let's go to Disney. So so again, I'm 34 years old. I'm old. I got 3 younger brothers, and my parents couldn't afford to take us to Disney. So for me, until Thursday, I was like a Disney hater. I don't need that. I don't need Disney. I don't even care. But it was so magical. My mom on the phone thanked the blue. What is happening? All right, okay. Magical, it's gone. All right, so thanked my office dad, basically. She's been regretting her whole life that she didn't take me and my brothers to Disney. I did not care that I didn't go to Disney, but those are some things too. Keep in mind is a lot of what you're regretting and a lot of what is upsetting you, it might be in your own head. Does that make sense? So I need my man right there. Come on up. You right there. Come on up. And you right there. And you right there. Come on up. I'm done, man.
Done with it?
I'm done with you, computer. All right. There you go. All right. There you go. All right. Has anybody ever told you, hey, do leadership Lake County, do leadership Geauga County, it'll be great for your resume? Has anybody ever heard? It'll be great for your resume, bro. Right? So, again, circling back to the power of that person, power of that one person. So we got Kai? Yeah. Kai? Hannah? All right, Kai, Hannah? Melanie? Adam. And Adam? All right, cool. So they're going to literally show you the power of one and the power of the person. So, is the person always more powerful than the paper? And that paper could be your college degree, could be your high school diploma, could be your resume. Have you ever met someone or heard someone say, well, I want to do this, but first I got to get my resume together? You ever heard that? Oh, I got to get my resume together, man. Oh, I can't, man. No way. Forget the resume. If you ever came to apply at Team IBB, we'll get more into how the resume comes into play, but I'm going to be like, these 4 up here are rock stars. I trust them and believe in them as human beings. I hope their piece of paper backs it up, but that will not define them to me. Does that make sense? So literally, I want to prove that you are all more powerful. So if you could just take the paper and rip it in half. Come on with authority. All right, yeah, give it up, give it up. All right, thank you. You guys have a seat. Thank you for your cooperation. So, awesome. Thank you. That literally came from an in-the-moment thing that I do all the time now. Is I was speaking at a college, and the gentleman I was talking to, he's like, yeah, my dad's at this company. It's my dream job. We were at an event, and I met the CEO, and I got his card, and I'm like, and? He's like, well, I'm waiting to get my resume together. Internally, I flipped out a little bit, but so that's where I literally said, again, this is college. People about to graduate. And I said, is the person more powerful than the paper? Are you more powerful than your resume? And they couldn't decide. So again, do not let people brainwash you that you are only as good as your resume. Does that make sense? All right. We are wrapping up. We're moving along here. Man, good times. All right. These are some pop quiz questions that are going to take us on home. Missing the green. Who makes your decisions? Okay. So, who does your homework?
Me.
Who spends your money?
Me.
Who drive? You drive?
Yeah.
Okay. Who drives your car?
Me.
Okay. But if for some reason you overdraft your checking account, or you max out a credit card, or you get into an accident, or you don't turn in your homework, I'm not saying you, I'm not trying to pick on you. You're a leader, I can pick on you, okay? Do most people find the most glorious, epic story of why it's not their fault?
Yeah.
We spend so much time creating epic stories of why we don't make our own decisions. Does that make sense? So, who makes your decisions? Okay, cool. But you're leaders, so they'll be good ones, right? And if you make a bad decision, is that permanent? Will other leaders understand and be like, I've been there? Quinn, I know what it's like, buddy. I'm a very terrible guitar player, so there's a lot of, I don't have the fortitude to be a better musician like you have, okay? So, there's a book called It All Starts With a Plan that I published last year. And my goal, my vision is to get it in the hands of 1 million middle school, high school, college students. Because it was literally everything I wish I knew coming out of school. And my mission is to not have you or anyone else have to feel the absolute misery and the sense of being lost in the world. Okay? So, number one thing, write this down. 50-year life plan. All right. Miss, right here, how old will you be in 50 years?
75? No. 65.
65. No, it's all good. So, what about you?
67.
67. Okay. What about you, Miss?
66.
66. Okay. So what I want you to do is, so you have to have a plan of what you want out of life and who you want to be. All right? I'm very fortunate that I had a CEO have dinner. It was the Cleveland 2030 Club. We had a CEO dinner. And at the time, I was 28 years old. And I'm like, I'm doing good. I'm motivated. But he said, you have to have a 50-year life plan, then attach your career plan, then attach your college major, then attach, am I going Marine Corps, am I going Army, am I going Navy, am I, why? Okay? So, is there a lot of emphasis on what you're going to be when you grow up? The what's important, but it needs to support the who you are. Got it? Make sense? 50-year life plan. I thought the guy was insane. I'm like, this guy's crazy. So for me, again, I was 28. I was like, how old will I be in 50 years? I'll be 78. I'm like, whew. I need to get going. So, again, it's what you want. Who can you rely on? So social capital. Anybody ever heard of social capital? Anybody heard of financial capital? Wealth, money. Got a lot of money, man. So capital is usually looked at in a financial sense. Social capital is how rich are you? How ballin' are you with the amount of people you have on your side? Does that make sense? So, do you two know each other? Okay, you go to the same school or?
No, we're in Leadership Geauga.
Leadership Geauga, cool. So, are they building social capital? What school are you at?
Chardon.
Chardon?
Cardinal.
Cardinal, okay. 10 years down the road, what's your dream job?
To be a writer.
To be a writer, pretty cool. All right. What's your dream job?
I don't know.
Don't know? Okay. Let's just say You do your 50-year life plan, you're like, what's my legacy gonna be? And you're like, I'm gonna be the world's greatest publisher. 10 years down the road, you both go your separate ways, but you've built relationships and social capital to where you're like, I wanna be a writer. Are there gonna be a lot of people that tell you, that's a stupid idea? How are you gonna make money as a writer?
Yeah.
Oh, what, are you crazy? Okay. Are there a lot of people that make a lot of money writing? And can you customize your life and your bills and your expenses to where you can be a writer and not be having too much money going out to where when you're in the building phases, as your business grows, as your writing grows, then you can start adding on all the fun stuff. So 10 years from now, you go through Leadership Geauga. You're like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna be a writer, it's gonna be awesome. If only I knew a publisher. Do you now know a publisher? I'm not saying you will have to be a publisher or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But hey, that's cool, you guys. But also too, you have to wait 10 years to be a writer. You have to wait 10 years to be a publisher. You have to wait for anything. There's this cool thing called the internet that basically bypasses everything else. You could use YouTube, you're doing videos, you can do podcasts, you can blog, right? Blogging. So, again, the social capital you build, that's what's gonna make you insanely rich, okay? Your net worth is basically, again, on paper, financially, what you're worth will be directly proportionate to your net work. So all of you right now, are you a network of leaders? So again, double major, double minor, I couldn't find a job, right? Because I was chasing the piece of paper. I thought the piece of paper was going to define me. When I started my business, it is because of social capital, the relationships that I built, that I am top 6% in the world in what I do now. So I'm gonna say it again, top 6% in the world in what I do, because I was nice to people in high school. I was kind to people in college. I use kindergarten ethics beyond kindergarten. Does that make sense? You never know where life's gonna take you, but take each other together. Does that make sense? All right. Break a leg. So I want you to, so if you're gonna be the star of your life, all right, miss, wave a magic wand, what are you gonna do the rest of your life? Medical examiner? Awesome. How about you? Hey, what's up?
Hi, I want to be a
teacher. Teacher? Awesome. So if you want to be the star teacher and the star medical examiner and the star writer, star musician, you need to they say break a leg, right? In performing arts, before you go out on stage, hey, break a leg, right? Have you ever heard that term? Keep that in mind, break a leg. If I want to be the star of my own show, I need to break a leg. So first off, put L, write it down. L is logic. You need to break your logic. The reason why human beings are top of the food chain, can you outsmart yourself? Remember talking about like bad decisions? Even good people make bad decisions. Can you say, all right, this can I say here, what's your name? Angela, all right. Could you have somehow justified with your logic and intelligence a way to not come here this morning? Probably, right? If you really didn't want to, remember talking about epic stories we make up? Break your logic. Stop overthinking what you want. So leg, L-E is emotion. You need to break your emotion. Have you ever made a decision based off of the fear, the anger, or maybe joy you were experiencing at the time? Have you ever had a decision backfire when you made it while you were really mad? All right? When emotion goes up, intelligence goes down. All right? But what I'm getting at with emotion is a lot of my failure, a lot of people's failure is in your heart, you don't want to disappoint your loved ones, right? I can't be a medical examiner. My mom says it's a stupid idea, right? I can't be a teacher. My grandma says it's a stupid idea. I don't want to, my heart hurts thinking about their hearts hurting, right? So you need to break your emotion. You need to stop thinking with your head, stop thinking with your heart. So there's break your logic, break your emotion, and break through to your gut. Everything you will ever want to know about what will make you happy is here. You already know what will make you happy. You already know what you want out of life. But the hardest thing is listening to what you know is true when you have a barrage of people telling you what you should be. Does that make sense? So again, go with your gut. If it's what you want out of life, can you ever make a wrong decision? Unless you're what you want out of life is to be like in jail or something really bad. Okay, so unless that is your dream, your gut's going to keep you away from those things. That make sense? All right, wrapping up here. Last thing I'm going to close on is going back to my comment about the internet basically creating any opportunity you ever want. It also creates every obstacle you would ever want. So social media, I don't even know what's cool anymore. Is it Snapchat? Is that still a thing? Instagram, is that still? Yeah, so Snapchat. Okay, what's cool now?
Just normal texting now, probably.
Normal text. So isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? Social media, yeah. And then your generation comes along and like, no. Well, time out. Hey, why, when us old people got on Snapchat, it wasn't cool anymore because now we can see what you're doing, right? So you're okay. Gotcha. So whether you're on social media or not, if it's on the internet. Also, too, if you send an email, I don't know if you guys don't even send email anymore, right? Kinda. Okay. You're leaders. We still send emails. So text. Can someone go back? Can someone go back and retrieve a text message you sent? And it's in writing. It's from your phone number. There's no deny. So if you have to even question, should I send this, is it probably a bad idea? If you're questioning, should this be sent? There's a book called Lincoln on Leadership. Abraham Lincoln, everybody ever heard of him? No? Some guy with a sweet beard, cool hat. Would you consider Abraham Lincoln a leader? What he used to do, so if you're mad and you're enraged, your decision-making process gets very limited. So if you're really mad at me, and like this guy, his presentation wouldn't work, he was just like all over the place, looked kind of funny, whatever, could you not like be texting your friend over here and be like, oh, this guy sucks, the worst, right? You can do that, like this guy sucks. When you are mad about something, you're mad at someone, what Abraham Lincoln used to do is he would literally take out a piece of paper and a pen, write down what he wanted to say, and then he would throw it away. So majority of what you're putting out to the world can truly limit or accelerate your opportunities. How you seem is how you are. If you seem like a leader, will that get your foot in the door? Will that get the ball rolling? So if you're writing your blog is all inspirational and it's leadership oriented, but then I meet you and you're like, oh, I can't stand Freddie. Oh, Susie's the worst. Do I now believe that she's a leader, or do I think that she's a fake? Okay. You're not a fake. You're awesome. So what I will leave you on, the power of one, is the fact how you interact with you. Can you make her day better or worse? Better. And if you're feeling better, are you probably going to make her day better? And you're probably going to make her day better, right? There's a chain reaction. There's a domino effect that you start every single day with every single action, every single interaction. So what I'll leave you on, there's a poem called Success that I was obsessed with by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And the last line is to know one life has breathed easier because you lived. This is to have succeeded. Go make someone's life easier because you lived. That's all I got.
Thank you very much. That
All
was
right.
wonderful. The great,
Yep, bringing it. Sorry about the presentation.
no, the great thing is
Okay.
that James and Gary and the rest of their team took some maybe negative, but people would consider negative experiences in their lives.
Very negative, yeah.
And made them into something wonderful and amazing. And I think that's just such a remarkable thing. So James gave us one of the books that he wrote, and he autographed it with an inspirational message. So the first person that can tell me what IBB stands for gets the book.
Oh.
Whoa.
Who was first?
Oh, I
Do
don't
you think this lady in the blue over here?
Yeah.
That's what I saw. What does IBB stand for? Okay, great.
Nice, all right. Cool.
All right, and then one more question. I've got one more package of dumbbells here. Who can tell me what leg stands for? Ooh, right back there. Yeah, you.
Logic, emotion, and gut.
Okay, then what's the important part in the beginning that you need to have? Yeah.